Hey everyone, Fezzik here, just bringing you another quick video. One thing that I've had people talk to me a lot about is whether or not they feel like World of Warcraft is still worth playing. And I really just feel like it depends on how you play the game and what you're looking for. And so that's kind of what led to me doing this video, as just some new ways to look at how to play World of Warcraft that you may not have looked at before, or some ways that you might be interested in revisiting. So here's the video, I hope you enjoy. So first and foremost, what I want to talk about is goals, which may seem kind of funny considering we're talking about World of Warcraft, but let me introduce this with a quote that says, "If you don't know where you are going, any road will get you there." And this is, I feel like it's very appropriate for World of Warcraft at this time, because I hear so many people talk about, I'm so tired of BFA, I'm so tired of WoW, and yet they continue to play it, they continue to dedicate, hours and hours to this game, and they're not happy. And so what I propose is setting a goal, right? And by that, I mean, find something that you want to accomplish, that you want to do before the Shadowlands pre-patch, before Shadowlands launches, and do it, right? Do something different, something that you haven't done before, or revisit something that you enjoyed previously and want to experience it again. So for me, my goal is farming up enough gold to get the Brutosaur. And so everything that I do is centered around creating gold. And I've found that with this, there are a lot of mundane and kind of annoying things that I used to do that are now actually quite enjoyable, because I can see the progress that I make towards this goal. So whether it's doing the emissary quests, farming up herbs, leveling and gearing a new tune, or doing things like freehold carries, whatever it may be, I see the gold adding up and I see myself getting closer and closer to that goal. I look forward to doing that again. I look forward to participating in a new activity inside of World of Warcraft, because it's making me feel like I'm accomplishing something that I'm excited about, that I'm invested in. So what is that for you? What is something that you feel like you can look at and say, this is what I want to accomplish, this is what I want to do, this is what I feel like is worth my time, and then do it, right? Make a plan and go do it. And I promise you, if you do that, it will change your experience playing World of Warcraft. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed raiding and learning Mythic Plus, but World of Warcraft has so many facets that I feel like are lost when we focus solely on the progression. And it's not because the progression is necessarily bad in and of itself, but because the systems that are utilized turn the endgame content into something that is obligatory if we want to be taken seriously by other players. And this, because of the diminishing marginal returns, leaves the game feeling more like a punishment or a chore rather than something that I am excited to participate in, which leaves players to feel frustrated, which is why I think so many people have been able to walk away from World of Warcraft rather than in times of vanilla, TBC, or Wrath of the Lich King. And so my goal is hopefully to help you find something that can help you feel like what you're doing is worth the time, since you're watching this and you're probably going to be playing World of Warcraft anyway. So with that, let's get on to step 2. So the next thing I want to talk about here is leveling some new characters. And I know that this is one that often will pop up. And the first thing is that if you don't have all the characters, right, and you've kind of been focusing in on a main, then do something different, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Experiencing Warcraft from a different perspective, a different class, different race, and being able to experience the world in a unique way. Now is one of the best times that there ever has been for World of Warcraft for leveling, because with the experience buff, Blizzard has essentially removed a large portion of the grind and the struggle really with leveling, because it moves so much more quickly. And it actually makes it a lot more fun, at least in my opinion. I've leveled up a couple of characters during this boost, and it has been a lot of fun. And I've done it with dungeons, I've done it with doing quests. And I know there are some people who will say, well, I already have all the classes up to level 120. And this is kind of a stretch for me, but I've played Horde all of my time in World of Warcraft, and so maybe try swapping factions. Yes, you're familiar with the class, but you maybe aren't as familiar with the race. You're not as familiar with the faction itself. Try something different. Branch out a little bit. And if that's not enough, maybe go back to the good old days of vanilla, when you actually would read the quest text because you were interested in the story of the zone that you were leveling in. So there are a few different ways to kind of look at this and to make it fun if this is something that you're interested in doing. And it's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone wants to take the time to level new characters, and that's okay. But this is something that I have been able to do recently, and I enjoyed it. So for that reason, I wanted to include it in this video.
This is the game. This is the actual game. Like this is the true end game.
You are not prepared.
So if you haven't heard of it, All the Things is a WoW add-on that allows you to track all the things in the game. Literally everything. So if you're looking for mounts, transmog, pets, achievements, toys, you're going to find it in all the things. And it's really cool because it kind of creates a consolidated list of where you need to go, where items drop from each raid, dungeon, open world, whatever, and it makes it easy to follow. Honestly, I think this is probably the greatest retention tool that Blizzard has ever had in their games. Well, outside of maybe a new expansion. But this is really the great thing about World of Warcraft, right? We all forget it's still an RPG. And so people want to be able to customize their character and be able to really make a character their own. And all the things helps in this because you're able to continue playing the game, going after the items and the mounts and the gear that you have always wanted to have. Now, I will warn you that all the things can be incredibly addictive. To be honest, they're very clever in their approach, in that they make you a little bit like Pavlov's dog. They got these sounds going. As you pick up different items and you begin to respond to them. And you get, more engaged in looking, and you're like, wow, what did I get? What was that? And it makes you want to keep going. But I know that for many people, you're feeling burnt out, and you're feeling like, I don't want to run 25-man ICC again. I don't want to go through Hellfire Citadel again. I just don't want to deal with it. What I want to tell you is that it's only a matter of time. The mounts eventually drop. And, I've been there. I've farmed ICC since Wrath, really. And you sit there, you go through, you kill the boss, and you just have this build up, and you're just like, come on, here it goes. And this is what you get. Now that you have all those pets and those sweet transmogs, why not take that to the auction house? One of the things that I've learned is that the most frustrating things that people deal with in World of Warcraft are 1, the auction house, and 2, not having enough gold. And I see this as a real frustration all the time. People just feel like they can't really experience the game in its fullest because they don't have enough gold. And to be completely honest, I know there are lots of ways to generate raw gold, and even enough to get enough gold for tokens each month. But to really have enough gold to just not have to worry about it is something that I think is unique to the auction house itself. I don't think there are really very many ways in World of Warcraft to have that kind of gold, especially from expansion to expansion, without becoming familiar with the auction house. The new auction house revamp has been really great, but one thing I would recommend more than anything else is becoming familiar with Trade Skill Master. And I know that so many people say it's not worth it or that it's too stressful or too confusing, but there are so many incredible guides and content creators who have taken the time to really make it very simple. And if you have questions about this, throw it in the comments. I'd love to redirect you to some people who have helped me, right, and who have made it very simple to make gold. And I really love that. And so if this is something that you're interested in, if you're interested in having enough money just to get WoW tokens or having enough gold to not have to worry about having gold anymore, consider looking at the auction house. Okay, consider taking the time to learn. It really doesn't take more than like 10 minutes a day. It's pretty straightforward. You just need to have someone help you get on the right path. Now, this next item isn't guaranteed, but I feel like it's worth mentioning because it's going to be new, and that's applying for the Shadowlands Beta. There's so much opportunity there to not only get new content and kind of get involved into what's going to be kind of expected for the next expansion, but also to be able to provide personalized feedback of things that you enjoy and dislike about the game to help make World of Warcraft even better moving forward. So maybe take the time, just go to the Shadowlands website, apply, you'll link up your Battle.net account, and then keep your fingers crossed for access to the beta. So the last item I wanted to add is kind of an interesting one. It's the idea of just being someone's friend, which sounds really weird, I know, but I have made an effort the last few weeks to try to get to know people in my Mythic Plus groups or in raid groups, and I have met some of the most incredible people that I never thought I ever would have come in contact with. And to this day, those have been some of the most enjoyable memories that I've had in World of Warcraft in a very long time. And so I just wanted to extend an invitation to everyone who sees this to make someone else's day. Just do something nice, do something helpful, and I think you'll be surprised by how enjoyable that can can actually be, and how much fun it can make the game when you know that you're doing something that's actually helpful to someone else. Just kind of a last thought, kind of random, but I felt like I wanted to add that in there. So again, thank y'all for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like, subscribe, ring that bell. And as always, remember that there's always fun to be had, gold to be made, and good to be done. I'll see y'all next time.